I rubbed my eyes as I looked over the newest reports from Commander Wurst and Silly in Sol System. A month ago, Syndicate personnel had started being trained up to work with the Free Fleet instead of against it. Jorscht and Kalu had started the process, and there were now 3 transports moving the ex-Syndicate forces to the training facilities around Sol, Chalil, and AIH. The training schools on Parnmal were packed. Before all of this, I had been a simple gamer leading my team towards the Mecha Assault 2 championships. Now I was the commander of 800,000 trained personnel. I commanded a fleet of warships, a number of shipyards and stations. Hell, I was sitting in the biggest damned station in existence. Even with all that, the paperwork and reports won't stop. I shook my head, letting out a noisy exhale as I focused on my datapad again. Nancy, which was the biggest shipyard under my command, had undergone some massive changes. She'd been split into 3, donating a dock to Chalil and AIH. She was still larger than when she had entered Sol System, 3 docks bigger than the Parnmals. Even with all the ships coming in to be overhauled and refit, all of the shipyards never stopped growing. Nothing had been heard from Brigand, Cheerleader, or Boot in over a month. I had given them orders to only contact me in dire consequences, or when they had reached their destinations. Hopefully the FTL relays that were being set up across known space would help. I put down the datapad that held the report as Resilient and Planner appeared in my conference room. The 2 AIs inhabited my own ship and that of Talhalla, a carrier that had been commanded by Captain Lord Fashunti, the left hand of Lady Fairgate, who was the leader of the Syndicate. Well, that's at least how things looked. He was actually a Dovark operative that created a fleet within his main force that were loyal to him, and he despised Fairgate. Thoughts of updated cannons, PDS, and power plants faded into the background as my face took on a hard edge. I was different from when I had landed on Destramus, less trusting, slower to act, and my paranoia had started to come back. Though a combination of all my friends giving me a collective kick in the ass had stopped me from going down the rabbit hole too much. "So, I guess it's time," I said, standing. "No need to sound so glum," Laurie said, coming into existence. The young AI was quicker to humor now. He had kept the name Last Resort, but it seemed being in a yard and around creatures had done wonders for his state of mind. "You're only meeting with one of the most hidden groups in all the universe. There has only been one meeting of all the AIs with creatures before." "Someone's been looking up their history," I said, crooking an eyebrow at his hologram. He was part Karuvian with less manipulators and longer legs. His face was a mix of Avarian and Dovark. This gave him the ability to express emotions on his face. "First time I meet the people of my own race and the AI League. You bet I've been studying," Laurie said happily. Resilient shone with pride. "Good work, young one," Planner said, sounding old, even with his holographic body of a fighting-age Avarian. The lights in the room dimmed as holographic projectors turned the conference room into a virtual room. Holograms started to flash into existence, far away and close by. Each represented an AI. My stony facade faded away as I looked around in wonder. There must have been hundreds of AI. Each of them had a holographic representation identical to different creatures. Some were a mix of different races, and some were nothing alike. Some were just colors or disembodied shapes, reams of code I didn't understand, or mechanical creations.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.